Devin, what do you do if you think you're behind on retirement savings?
Well, that's a great question. We get it quite often.
We do.
Thank goodness it seems to be fewer and fewer folks. But yeah, if you're behind, there's many different ways to try to get caught up, and not every situation's the same. So let's dig into it.
Well, yeah, you're not alone. There's a lot of things you can still do. First thing to think about is, are you really behind?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the Joneses next door, like you, you're trying to keep up with them, and they've told you how much they have saved, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have half that.
Mm-hmm.
Really, everybody's situation is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Some people went off to college, maybe they got a degree, a PhD, or went off to law school after that, and other people just went straight to work.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's situation is a little bit different. Not everybody starts saving at the same time.
Right. And everybody's spending habits. I guess one thing to focus on, our spending habits are different. And, if you feel like you're behind, I think as we would focus here, it would be more on focus on percentage that you are saving and not necessarily how much you're saving.
Yeah. So. And of course, the sooner you start saving, the better. Mm-hmm. But, life happens, and a lot of that dollar bill is getting pulled in a lot of different directions. We like to say if retirement's important to you, which if you're in your 20s, it probably isn't, should be, but 10%. 10% of what you're making, you should tuck away for retirement. Mm-hmm. Now, with that dollar bill, we still got taxes, and we got, all the daily and monthly bills. So trying to find other dollars to tuck away can be a challenge, but 10% is the good rule of thumb. If you do more than that, even better.
If you can do more than that, that's great. Exactly. If you're not able to do, more than that, hopefully at some point you can do more than that. Maybe you've raised the family, they're out of the house, and then those numbers can then start to go back up. But if you can just make a good habit of doing 10, that's very, very important.
Well, and a lot of companies will do a match, so that's great. A lot of companies will let you do an auto increase on an annual basis. So, hey, if you got a 3% raise, maybe every year your 401k contribution goes up by 1%.
Right.
So obviously the cost of living continues to go up, and I use that 3% number. So you're at least increasing your savings amount, because the effect of compounding over the long term makes a huge, huge difference.
Absolutely. And that 1%, for example, ratchet that you have each year on those automatic adjustments, awfully nice. You know what? You usually don't miss them either.
No.
You don't even know that it happened.
Yeah, depending on if it goes into a pre-tax or post-tax retirement account. Most people aren't going to miss 1% of that salary every 2 weeks if they're paid every 2 weeks. Not a big deal.
Let's get back to just if you think you're behind, maybe you delay retirement.
Whoa, wait a minute.
I know.
That's crazy talk.
I
want to retire at 50.
It's a very unpopular conversation to have, but maybe one that you should sit down and have with us. So.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. People say, well, when can I retire? Well,
we get that question a lot.
All the time. And the magic answer is yesterday.
Yeah. Right.
It's not that. It's, well, how long are you planning on living? And then how long do you really live?
Right.
And that's, nobody knows that. But so that's why, well, heck, the longer you work, the shorter your retirement will be, but the more money you will have.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, you say, well, heck, maybe I'll work an extra 6 months, or maybe I'll work an extra year or two. Can really have an impact on your retirement.
Right. Or you adjust your lifestyle expectations.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Again, I know
I'm
throwing stuff out there that's very unpopular. But again, you can either live a retirement that is realistic, or you could be broke and be unrealistic, I guess. So.
Well, that's true. And I mean, the other thing is, well, heck, it's not always a great idea to retire right in the middle of a recession.
Right.
When maybe your account values are down 20, 30%, and now you're going to start withdrawing at a significant rate. Yeah, so again, making those adjustments, we like to say being a little flexible on either, as you mentioned, your spending or your retirement date.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As you get in later years, you can utilize what do we call them? Maximize catch-up
Well, you
contributions.
can do catch-ups.
Exactly.
Yeah, so depending.
Easy for me to say.
So 50 plus, you could do some extra catch-up on some retirement accounts. There's some new rules.
New rule. I like the new rules.
Yeah, so the older you are into your 60s, you can save even more, can reduce your taxes, which of course we always like, and then boost up your savings for retirement.
Right. Reduce unnecessary expenses strategically.
Now you're talking crazy again.
I know. Again.
But taking a look at your budget and really trying to prioritize what's important to you. You know, do you want to get a $10 Starbucks every day of the week? Or are you willing to take that, I don't know what that'd be, maybe $50 or $60 per week, $200 a month, and put that into your retirement account? You know what? If retirement's not important, then why are we having this conversation?
Right, exactly. Yeah. I can tell you that was very unpopular with people that go to Starbucks every single day. I might just add.
It probably is unpopular.
It's important to have a plan versus just guessing.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, everybody kind of you got to have some semblance of luck, I think, along the way, but still having a plan that you've written out, or at least you've got something in your mind of a plan versus just kind of throwing it up against the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah. And, you know, when we have helped thousands of people retire, I can honestly say I think almost every single one said, you know what, I could have saved more.
Right.
In my early years, I spent money frivolously, or maybe in my later years, I took money out to help my kids. Almost everybody feels like they're behind. They could have saved more. So you're not alone if you think you're behind. And there definitely is a way out.
It's definitely good company.
Yeah. And so, if you have any questions about that, think you're behind, give us a call and we'd be happy to talk to you.